Hello there, my name is Andrew Waterman, and I'm the East Coast Culture Reporter in St. John's for the Telegram as well as the SaltWire network. Joining me today is Christina Dicks, who is the Executive Director of Lawnya Vawnya Festival, as well as Programming Coordinator Sarah Harris. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So for those who are unfamiliar with the Lawnya Vawnya Festival, how would you describe it?
Lawnya Vawnya, so Lawnya Vawnya is a music festival that's going into its 11th year. The festival started back in 2010, and now it's kind of turned into a larger arts organization. We have year-round programming, but the music festival itself is one component of that. Yeah.
Right. And when did you get involved?
I got involved in 2012. Yeah.
And why did you get involved?
Oh, I got involved. I was just volunteering. A friend of mine, well, actually the founders of Lawnya Vawnya were friends of mine, and they were just looking for some help. They knew that I knew how to write grants and I knew a little bit about the arts world. So I kind of hopped on board and started helping out that way. And then those original founders, they left after year 3 and all moved away. So then it kind of was left in my hands with a couple of other people as well. But yeah, it's definitely been a passion project that's turned into something much bigger, and something that I'm really, really proud of.
And Sarah, you're the programming coordinator. When did you get involved with Lawnya Vawnya?
I started volunteering with Lawnya Vawnya in 2017, I believe. Before that, I was an attendee and a musician who played a few shows, and then I started on as programming coordinator in 2020.
And why? Like, I'm assuming that like the experience of playing in bands and stuff with and in the festival as well was probably a bit of the inspiration for why you would want to get involved in this capacity as well. But I don't want to put words in your mouth either. So, like, can you tell me why you wanted to get involved with the festival?
Just passion for music and scenes and bringing. I love when bands come here that you can't see otherwise, and just generally into it.
Fair enough. So why we're talking today is that the new Cyber Spring portion of that's happening beginning May 27th till May 29th. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but from what I remember, Lawnya Vawnya would typically happen in the spring. And then, of course, with the pandemic and everything last spring, beginning then, and it sort of threw a wrench into everything on the planet. This year, the actual festival is scheduled for August. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But before that, we're doing this brand new portion called Cyber Spring. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, the Lawnya Vawnya Festival was originally scheduled for now. We had started programming for that. And then, of course, with COVID kind of continuing through our lives, we decided to postpone the in-person festival to the end of August. And then in the meantime, Sarah and I kind of brainstormed and created this new programming for the spring to replace our original festival dates. And yeah, it's called Cyber Spring. So it's a series of online events. So it's 3 days of artist performances. We have a panel discussion. We have artist interviews. We're doing a film screening in partnership with the St. John's International Women's Film Festival. And then we've also got one in-person event happening, which is Drone Day. And that's in partnership with the Sound Symposium that's happening at Eastern Edge Gallery. So just one in-person event and everything else is happening online.
Has it been difficult to, everyone in the world has had to, I don't want to use the word pivot, but it's so used now. But has it been difficult to transition to that sort of thing for you guys?
It wasn't, I think it was more so a lot of figuring out like how to change the normal structure of what we do. So it was more innovation, but it wasn't necessarily difficult. And I think like there are some lessons learned from this year of programming versus just like doing the live events.
Sure.
accessibility and different celebrating different types of music and stuff like that.
Sure, and I guess it kind of opens up the festival to like not only a broader audience because it's all online, but I guess to possibly even a broader array of artists as well, where there's they're not traveling in from out of province and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, what can people expect from Cyber Spring?
We have got a great lineup. We're really, really excited about it. So we've got 3 performers from outside of the province. We have Cindy Lee, who is an artist who's living in the States right now. We also have Havaya Mighty out of Toronto. And we have the Garys from Saskatchewan. And they're going to be doing, we've basically commissioned them to do video-based performances that will be premiering alongside of 3 brand new local bands and solo artists. So the local bands are Kingsway, Desperta, and Salem Creeps. So so we're really, really excited about having still, even though we can't have these artists here in person who are from away, there's still, it's still very much like a collaborative effort, and we're showcasing them alongside of local performers, which is kind of the spirit of Lawnya Vawnya. And just the fact that we have 3 brand new artists who a few of them have not yet performed live. We're really excited to present those artists.
Okay, excellent. So those are the local acts that haven't performed live. Is that correct? Or?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Desperta played one show this fall.
Okay.
But apart from that, they're totally new. Salem Creeps just released an EP last week, I think, a few days ago. And Kingsway has like a lot of YouTube videos.
Right. Yeah, I interviewed him a little while ago. He's a great guy. What was I going to say? It's possible that this was never even, it didn't even cross your mind. But with everything that's happening around us, not being able to have the in-person live experience, God knows we're all missing that. Was there ever any thought to maybe we just won't do it? Or was it just, we had to, there's no way we can't?
Yeah, I think it never occurred to us that we would not do something. I mean, last year, obviously, we put a hold on things while in the early stages of COVID because it was, it was kind of scary. We didn't really know what was going on, and we were just trying to take care of ourselves and kind of, just make sure everybody was safe. But we always knew that we wanted to continue with programming. And I think we were definitely able to reimagine programming in a way that we were still able to pay artists, to keep our arts workers employed, our staff, and also just to provide some exciting and just some good programming for our audiences. So I don't think we ever thought about packing it in, even though we were a music festival. I think we came up with some good ideas. In the meantime, we did an artist in residency program that we're going to continue through to this year as well. And then with Lawnya Vawnya last year, we did the hybrid festival of in-person and virtual performances. So yeah, I think we've done a really good job at still continuing, still getting money in artists' pockets and still fulfilling our mandate, even though things look a lot different than they did back in 2019.
Sure. And do you think what would be lost if if a festival like this wasn't to continue?
Definitely a lot lost without support to local artists, and then the away artists that are maybe looking to expand their audience to the East Coast. You're getting paid to make, in the virtual format, you're getting money basically to make a recording or something that you get to keep for the rest of your career, which could be useful to promote your work and stuff. For audiences, just seeing what's going on with new and interesting Canadian music. I don't know.
Yeah, I know that especially when I first started, I mean, it's pretty amazing the acts that have been brought in over the years, and the relationships that have been built through that, and like then a lot of the acts end up returning and building a fan base, like Sarah said. I mean, it's always been a treat for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think Lawnya Vawnya as a whole, definitely it holds a special place for a lot of people in St. John's and in Newfoundland. Like, we're a nonprofit organization, so we're not, even breaking even or making money is like not necessarily why we bring artists in. We bring them in because we think that it would benefit the art scene here and that people would enjoy it. So yeah, it's kind of a special position to be in to be able to do that for people. So I think Lawnya Vawnya, just in terms of the independent music and art scene here, it's definitely important. We're a multidisciplinary festival too, so one that focuses on new and emerging performers. So I think it would definitely be sad if it didn't continue. And I think that there's definitely a place.
Of course.
Us, yeah.
And then hopefully sooner than later it'll be back in person as well. But
yeah.
Nonetheless, we have this Cyber Spring going now as well. So, I mean, is there anything else that you would want to mention with regard to the Cyber Spring that I didn't ask you about?
Yeah. If there's, interest in the cyber, like how the year has affected artists and festivals and stuff, we do have the panel discussion going down at 1:00 on Friday. That's going to be a really interesting conversation, kind of touching on some of the topics that we've discussed today from the perspective of artists and organizers, kind of like a retrospective, and then on the year from the arts perspective, and then we want to try and discuss like what kind of elements of the remoteness of collaborations and stuff are going to move forward as we move into a kind of post-COVID world. So we should check out that.
Cool. And how can anyone who's interested on checking it out, how can they do that?
They can go to our website, lawnyavawnya.com. So we're going to be using a few different platforms to stream things, but everything will be condensed and focused in through our website. But you'll also be able to check it out through our Facebook Lives. Some of it will be on Zoom as well. And yeah, I should also mention everything is free and all ages. So check it out.